Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PASCO Laboratories. I'm JP, and this week, the P stands for perfect. And not just because my mother says so, and she does, by the way, and hi, Mom, but it's also because we have a perfect solution for you when it comes to what you've been thinking about when it comes to hybrid and distance learning. This has been a complicated topic. And it's more complicated because teachers and districts and schools are trying to figure out how can I teach my kids when they're in the classroom and how can I teach my kids when they're at home. One of the leading philosophies right now is to go with the science kit. And science kits are great and they're nice to send home, but we've learned a lot about science kits. What we know about science kits are, once you dump them out and start using them, you have a lot of parts and a lot of pieces. And a lot of this doesn't let you get into good science. It's good kitchen science, but it's not real science. In fact, when you're done with the kit, the pieces that you get back are oftentimes not all the pieces that you sent out. And so kits are great, but they don't work when you send them home. And the worst part about kits is that once they're gone, so is your budget. So wouldn't it be nice if we could come up with a much better plan, a much better way that I can build resources in my school, build resources in my lab, let my kids do the types of research and analysis that I want them to do, and let them do it at home and in the classroom? Well, we can. And I'm going to show you how, and we're going to do it live right here on PASCO Live. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. J.P. Keener. I'm the former director of STEM for the State Department of Education. I'm now a consultant for PASCO, and I've been working with my team to build a great and perfect solution. I'm here with my studio audience today. Hello to the studio audience. And I'm here with you. And of course, this is live, and so if you've got questions for me, we've got Janet and we've got Brett standing by to get your questions. They can answer them directly, or they can throw them over to me, and I'm going to answer them for you. And you want to stick around because very quickly here, I'm going to get to our FOMO promo that you don't want to miss. I'm going to give you the code now, but I'm going to share it with you again later. It's 10-10-10-100. You remember 10-10-10-100. That's your FOMO promo code to get a really good deal that I'm going to offer you here very shortly. But you're going to understand what 10-10-10-100 is, and you're going to understand it because I'm going to go through it with every single one of our packages. I want you to understand that we've got a kit that includes not just equipment, it's going to include all the things that you can see, and all of the things that you can't see, and the things that you can't see include what I'm calling the 10-10-10-100. I'm giving you today a package that has 10 ready-to-use labs, 10 ready-to-use student data files, 10 ready-to-use data collection videos, and 100% of the teacher resources available that my team has been working on for the past several weeks, past several months actually, getting this completely ready for you. So 10-10-10-100. I know you're excited to see what this all means, so let me pull it together for you and show you. And I'm going to start off with chemistry. Here is our chemistry kit, and when I go through this, you're going to understand that whether I'm talking about chemistry, biology, physics, or even the elementary package that we have for you, the things are all the same. The stuff that I'm going to offer to you has the same resources, and the resources will always follow the same code, 10-10-10-100. Let me start. I want to open this package up and show you what's available here. Let me open this for you. This is my starter kit. I've got my lab manual that's sitting right here on the front. I open up the lab manual and you're going to find inside right away 10 lab activities with the materials that are available. Let's look at the accessories that are inside the kit here. Now this is the starter kit. It's got an extension that I can build into it. You can get started at a relatively low price and add some things to it to do some higher level labs. For example, if you were getting to IB or AP, you can build that extension in. But if you're just starting off with basic chemistry, we've got a basic chemistry set for you. And look at what we've got here. pH, temperature, pressure, the cards, and the periodic table of the elements that none of us can live without in chemistry. And here I've got the lab manual. 10 sample labs. As soon as you open the box, you're ready to do these labs. And what labs am I talking about? I'm talking about physical or chemical change, specific heat, chemical reactions, types of bonding, pH, investigations of acids and bases. These are the 10 labs that are included as soon as you open the box. And not just 10 labs, but you'll also notice that there is one included example of a Blockly extension. Those of you who have been tuning in with me know that our software now includes Blockly in all of our software, so that when you do these labs, if you want to make them STEM, you can. All you have to do is let them program in Blockly, and you can turn regular labs into STEM labs with Blockly coding. So 10 labs in the book, 10 labs, 10 opportunities, 10. And so I want to show you that's the 10 labs that are there. But remember, it's 10, 10, 10, 100. Did everybody repeat it with me in the studio audience? 10, 10, 10, 100. Right. So I just showed you 10 labs that goes with this great equipment. Let me take a look at the other 10 things that are included. Here I'm just looking at one lab. This is determining limiting reactants. And you will see that right here, I've got that data analysis file pointed out to you. Now, this data file is a file that is data that was collected that you could share with your students, that you could post on Google or within your LMS, and your students open this data file and they could do the research. But you're saying, where did that data come from? Well, that data came from the 10 lab collection videos. So the lab collection video actually shows the data being collected. That data being collected is shared with your students so they can watch it, they can open the data file and they can use it, they can do the analysis, and they can put it right back to you. And so that's the exciting part about 10, 10, 10. 10 labs, 10 data files, 10 videos ready as soon as you open the box that you can start working with your students today. But there's one more number, isn't there? There is. It's the 100. And we're talking about 100% of the teacher resources that are available to you with any of our packages that I'm going to talk to you about. 100%. In fact, let me take a look. I'm going to go over here to the my computer. I'm going to take a look at the, let's see, what do we have here? The manual. And here I'm in the chemistry lab manual. And I want to show you what 100% looks like. There's 10 in the sample pack, but look as I'm scrolling. I'm up to 20. I'm up to 30. Keep scrolling. I'm up to 40. I keep scrolling. I'm up to 50. If I keep scrolling here, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go up to over 70 labs that are available, ready for you to start using today. Over 70 activities in our library that are the 100% of things that you have access to as soon as you open the box. And there's more. 100% really is 100%. It's not just the activities that come with the essential chemistry. It's the activities that you can find when you build further up in your curriculum, including AP and IB, because you have 100% access to the Advanced Chemistry Through Inquiry Manual with all of the teacher resources. So now you understand why I'm saying it's 10, 10, 10, 100. And you think, oh, wow, that's great, but there's more. We have a question coming in.
We do have a question.
Awesome. Question coming in.
Maria wants to know, how can this be completed during distance learning?
How can this be completed during distance learning? Maria, I think you must have been watching when we were doing rehearsal, because you've got a great question and I'm going to show you. In fact, let me go right here to my computer and let me show you something. When you open up our library, when you get these files, one of the ways that you can start working right away is because of this icon. This is our Google Classroom icon, and let me show you. When I click this, it takes me right to the Google Classroom. And I've got a class here. I'm JP. This is my class. And I'm going to post an assignment. So I've created an assignment. It's taking it directly from our website. Let me put in the instructions here. I want my students to complete, it looks like 8. Is that 8? Yes, it looks like sheet 8. I want my students to complete that, so I'm writing that here. And I'm going to assign it. Now, in Google Classroom, I have the ability now to look at this, and let me show you what it looks like in Google Classroom. Now, you could post the same link on any LMS, but this is what it looks like in Google. And now here I am. You see that I've got my activity. It's right here on the top, determining limiting reactants. Let me show you what that looks like. here's the instructions for my students, and there's the link. So you can send students right back to that link. You can send them, you can give them that URL, you can post it in your LMS, or you can use Google Classroom, and you can post it in Google Classroom, and that's one way that you can start doing these things through distance learning. Another way that's available, let me go back to my library again. If you're noticing on the files that are available in the library, one of the things you'll notice here is that we've made for you a Google slide. Now, this takes me to our Google, where we've posted some of these activities, all of our activities, written up in a Google slide that I can save. If those of you using Google, you know you make a copy, you save it to your drive, and once it's saved in your drive, you can then post this Google document. Here I am, back in my class, and you'll see that I posted that here, and let me show you what it looks like. I open that up. Here's the slide, the one that I just had. I'm in Google Classroom, which means every student that opens it gets a student sheet. That student sheet automatically shows up in my Google Drive. Here I'm writing on it, I'm changing the numbers, which makes it live. You'll see that we made these so that you can type into any of the spots. Take a look here. I even got the questions where you write in the answers on a Google Sheet. So these are right there, instant ways that I can automatically open the box and start teaching through distance learning. And also know, Maria, and for everybody else out there, the software that I'm using for these kits is the same software that we're using at home. It's SparkView. And how much does it cost for your students to download SparkView? Nothing. It's free. They download SparkView, it's free. They can use it to do the same things, the data files, the activities that you're doing, and just like I'm sharing with you here through distance learning, your kids can start working today. Are you excited? Well, you might be excited about chemistry because it's got all of these things, including the Great Molecular Models kit, but some of you might not be chemists. Maybe some of you are thinking physics, and I understand PASCO does some physics stuff too. Let me show you. Physics. I'm going to open the box, and anytime I open this box, ladies and gentlemen, what do you expect to find? What's our code? 10, 10, 10, 100. That's right. So I'm opening the box, 10, 10, 10, 100. Take a look at the equipment that's available right away. I've got all this equipment. We've got a question coming in. Brett.
Maria has another question.
Yes, Maria.
Will they be able to complete the lab?
Will they be able to complete the lab? Like actually do the lab at home? Absolutely. Well, you can't send chemicals home because there's some liability issues with that with a lot of our equipment. The lab is able to be completed because we complete it by video. We complete the lab by doing a video demonstration of how the data is collected. We do the lab, or you can do the lab. You select that video or you make a video, and your students look at the video and they have the data. The only piece they don't actually get to do is touch the chemicals. They don't actually get to do that hands-on component until they come back into the classroom, which is why we talk about this being a great hybrid solution. They can do all of the analysis at home, and when they come back into school, then they can open up and do the actual activities. So we send home the data, and we send home the video, and your students can do the analysis and back to lab. Brett.
Suzanne has a question
Yes,
about
Suzanne.
the molecular model kit.
Uh-huh.
Is that something that students would use at home, or is that something that a teacher is going to demonstrate and show remotely?
Right, so this is one of those deals like, Suzanne, I don't know if you want to send this home with your kids, because let me show you. Lots of little parts here. There is certainly nothing wrong with sending a molecular models kit home with kids. My experience over 30 years of education is things you send home don't ever come back. These are definitely things that you want to be able to do when I'm talking to my students, and I want to communicate to them about the different types of bonds that compounds form, so I can build the molecules, I can share it with them by video, I can share it with them by Zoom, and I can discuss it. But this is something that if I were talking to you personally, I would say this is something that I would be asking my students to draw. And I don't necessarily think I'd be sending this home, because I don't think when it comes back, I know the cat will be playing with most of these under the couch. So it's a great kit, and I think it's great for demonstration. But no, I don't recommend sending it home. So back to physics. So here we are in the physics kit. Now remember, I told you, look at the equipment that's here. We've got force and motion, we've got force, we've got accelerate, we have amperage, we have voltage, we've got magnetic, we've got the smart gate, and we even have the rotational force accessory here. all of this is in the kit that allows me to teach activities right away. Now, this is the complete kit. The starter kit has a few of the items that you begin with. You can build it up to make it a more robust kit so that you can teach the AP. And how many labs do you think are in the little book when I open it? As soon as I get my kit, as soon as I open up the labs, how many are there? What do you think? 10. And what are they? Let's take a look. I've got designing test crash cushions, rotational dynamics, Ohm's law. Look, I can do all those things with electricity, momentum, impulse, and of course, there's a Blockley extension. So 10 labs in the book with this equipment that's here. I've got motion, current, voltage, force and acceleration, and I can build that up with a 3-axis accelerometer, the altimeter, the 3-axis magnetic field, rotary motion, the smart gate, and the sound sensor, all here in this kit that come with the 10 labs that start me off, and all 10 labs have 10 data sets and 10 collection videos. 10, 10, 10, and a question, Brett.
Adrian has a question.
All right.
The labs that are posted up on Google Drive or wherever, can you edit the questions?
Yes, absolutely. So these are Google Slides. So and you might be asking, like, why did we choose Google Slides? You might notice that if you just import a Word document, which by the way you do have access to, if you just import a Word document, oftentimes the formatting goes a little bit wonky. So what we did is we made them as slides, but slides are also editable. So it's a fully editable form. The only difference is that we made it so that you could go specifically to where you could answer the questions and things didn't go kind of crazy when it came to the graphs and the way things were outlined. So if you don't, and really I come back for anybody that's out there, we offer all of these things in Word. So if you don't like the way our questions look or you want to add more, we give them to you. We give them to you all in Word. You've got full digital access to all of this in Word and PDF. You make the changes. You make it the way you like it. You can post that to Google and use it. Brett, are you going to interrupt me again?
I'm going to interrupt you again with a
Great.
question from your frequent flyer, Maria.
Maria.
So she's asking or saying that they already have physics kits. Can they get access to the information?
Yes, Maria, you most certainly can. In fact, if you go to www.pasco.com and just make yourself a teacher account, we already know that you've got our things. You make yourself a teacher account and you're going to have instant access to any of this. And if you want to take a look at like the labs that I'm talking about, just type in, go to Google, and this is for anybody, go to Google, go to pasco.com and type in lab stations. You'll see all the lab stations I'm talking about. If you find a tab on lab stations that says experiments, click on it. Open it up, and you will see everything that I'm talking about here. If you want those teacher resources, make yourself a teacher account. And as soon as you make yourself a teacher account, you're going to see all the teacher resources that I'm talking about here, and they're all going to be available to you, and they're all going to be available to you for free. Not going to cost you anything because you're already a PASCO customer, and we already know that you are. And thank you, Maria. Thank you for being a PASCO customer. We absolutely appreciate that. So 10, 10, 10, we have yet to get to the 100 because physics is very exciting. 100% of physics means everything that's in the essential physics manual, but 100% of AP1, 100% of AP2, and 100% of everything that's in our digital library for physics. That's the 10, 10, 10, 100. 100% of our resources that are available to you. Are you excited about that? Are you guys excited about that? Yeah, of course we are. Because that's physics. Some of you out there might be teaching biology. I'm curious to know what Maria is teaching since she's our frequent flyer. I know she's got physics, but Maria, do you have biology? Do all of our folks out there have biology? Because if you don't, you want it. Because biology is another great opportunity to get our students into thinking about data and thinking about doing the types of work that's available. Look at what's in the kit. I've got temperature. I've got pressure, I have pH, and I have the CO2 sensor. And if you wanted to take this a little bit further, you could take it further with dissolved oxygen. You could take it with the colorimeter, the turbidity, the wireless conductivity, and an eco chamber, which isn't on the table here because it was too big, but an eco chamber that allows you to do like a greenhouse with different chambers so that you could build a terrarium. And look at this. Look at this robust kit of all of the things that you could get either as the starter or as the extension that's available. And it comes with labs that you can open up instantly and start working with. And we're talking about the 10, 10, 10, 100. what labs are here, what labs are available, and of course, if you miss it on this, it's on the website. Just go to Lab Stations, look up biology, and if you take a look, you can open up the tabs that talks about the product description, and it will give you the same labs. It's the same list that's there. But enzyme action, membrane permeability, plant pigment, cell size, all the way down to Blockley extensions. If you want to make any of this STEM-ish by putting in Blockley and some computational thinking, by all means do that, because we've got the biology manual, we've got the biology sensors, we've got the biology kit that includes all of that great Google stuff that I was talking to you about, and of course all of these labs come with the 10 data sets and the 10 collection videos that you're ready to work with today. That's the 10, 10, 10. Brett, you've got a question.
And if I mispronounce this, I apologize. Najib has a question. Are there common sensors between chemistry and biology?
Oh, there certainly are. Yeah, in fact, just because I've got biology open here, you'll know that we do a tremendous amount of teaching about pH in biology. In fact, it's probably one of the more things we talk about in biology, and we do a tremendous amount with pH in chemistry. And so you're asking, like, can I configure these kits so that I don't have to have different, so that I don't have to repeat the sensors? And the answer is yes. And I'm going to give you a contact at the end here that says, you know, I just want to buy the biology kit, but then I want the additional sensors to make it also good for chemistry, and we can certainly do that for you. The beauty of what we've put together here isn't just that it's got the sensors, but it's stored, it's in a nice little package, it comes in a nice little kit, it comes with the lids that you can then put these on a shelf, and each one of these we're calling a lab station, because we want your kids to come back to school, take this off the shelf, and start doing labs today with the stuff that's available. And when they're done, we want them to be able to take this kit, put the lid back on it, and say, I will put this back in my lab station until tomorrow when we do our next lab. But absolutely, if you don't want to do a repeat of the sensors, if you don't want to have the complete lab stations for each one of your classrooms, if you want to take a look at how I can just build out high school, I'm going to give you a contact at the end here of somebody who's going to be able to do that for you. So that's the 10, 10, 10. And remember what I told you, it's 10, 10, 10, 100. So 100% of the teacher resources. And for biology, we also have the AP Biology Lab Manual and all of the teacher resources for doing all of the AP Biology labs that are available to you just by opening the box, just by going to the PASCO website and signing up for it. 100%. 10, 10, 10, 100. And that, ladies and gentlemen, you would think fills out everything that is in high school, but we took it a step further because we know some of our schools teach ag science, and we love our ag science folks all across California, where we're based currently, a huge agricultural state. To my friends out in northern Florida, where this is very popular, they're saying that they also want to be able to teach this, and they want to be able to do it through hybrid and distance learning, and we said, yes, why not? Why can't we do 10, 10, 10, 100 for ag science? In fact, we did 10, 10, 10, 100 for ag science. Look at what's in the box here. Ladies and gentlemen, temp, pH, CO2, conductivity, the colorimetry and turbidity, all right here. And then if you wanted to build this out, you could get the wireless weather sensor with GPS and the wireless optical dissolved oxygen. Take a look at that beautiful kit that's there and all the things that are in there. With the starter kit, just allowing you to start into ag science and then building into all the great things that come with it. Of course, I open the manual, and what do I open up to? Well, surprisingly, there are 10 labs. What are they? As soon as you open the book, 10 labs determining soil quality, water treatment, plant pigments, modeling ecosystems, diffusion, and a Blockley extension that lets me get into fish tank water quality. Again, bringing coding into your classroom so that I'm able to do it. And each one of those 10 labs comes with 10 data sets and 10 data collection videos. So that's the 10, 10, 10. And Brett, you're not going to interrupt me before I say 100. Because you get 100% of all the teacher resources, all the ag resources, the complete compendium of everything in the manual, plus everything that we have for agricultural and environmental science on our library, open to you. As soon as you open the box, create an account, and it's yours. 10, 10, 10, 100. Brett, you've got a question.
And that was Maria's question, is what about environmental science?
Maria, I think Maria works here, because she must have seen this entire presentation. Environmental science, you will find, in fact, actually, if I think I've got that slide up right now, is the environmental science section that is in our library. So 100% of the environmental things. So the ag science is actually a great environmental science package. And so is the biology package, by the way. And you'll find that all of the labs that are available for environmental, that are in biology, are in our library, and they're free. They're available. Create your account, Maria. You'll find all of the teacher resources available for environmental science as well. So now we close out high school. I've shown you chemistry. I've shown you physics. I've shown you biology. And I've shown you ag science. And you would say, that's a lot. You had a lot of work to do. And you're right, but we're not done yet. In fact, we took it a step further and said, our middle school folks want to be doing lab activities also. And so we built for you a complete and total 10, 10, 10, 100 middle school package. Let me show you this 10, 10, 10, 100 package. Here we go. You ready? 10, 10, 10, 100. I open up the box. The manual comes in the box. It's a nice storage container. Let's take a look at the sensors that are inside of the box here. I've got temperature, pH, light, and motion all right there in the starter. And I also have the weather, with GPS, CO2, sound, and force, all right there for middle school. And think about all the great middle school labs you can do, not just the 10 that I'm showing you here. Hundreds of labs you can do. This is inquiry, open inquiry. Hand a student a temperature sensor and ask them to design their own lab. Hand a student a pH sensor and ask them to take your lab and take it a step further. This is what inquiry is all about. And if you want them to code, let them code. The software has Blockly in it, and we offer you the option of taking a look at that pH of household chemicals Blockly extension. And if you need more Blockly ideas, if you go to our digital library and you type in Blockly, you're going to see an ever-growing list of Blockly extensions that are being put there. So we're giving you an example of what they look like. But if you go online, you're going to see an extremely growing list. Already we've got probably up to 25 different Blockly examples, maybe 30. I know every day we've been adding more as we've been working towards that. So don't think that you're limited by just the one. Think about the 10 activities and all the extensions you can build into that. So I've got 10 lab activities that go with this great equipment set, and as if you're not tired of hearing it yet, it's 10 data sets and 10 collection videos that allow your students to watch the lab as if they were actually doing the lab, seeing the data being collected. That exact data that's collected is shared in the data set. The data set goes home. The students watch the video. They're able to do the analysis. They can send back to you on whatever LMS or Google system they might be working on and send those answers back to you. And that's the beauty of the 10, 10, 10. And of course, it opens up the entire cartridge, the entire compendium of the 100. 100% of the teacher resources, and our middle school resources are extensive. When you go into our library and you filter by middle school, you're going to see all the great middle school labs that are available, not just the 10 that are here, not just the complete manual, but all of the labs that are available to you. And once you open the box and create your account, you get all the teacher resources free. Brett.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Is it Maria?
No, it's Dean Baird.
Great. What's
Side
the
note,
question?
Dean, I still have your smart cart in my office, and thanks for your input, and we are making some adjustments for you. Anyway.
We love our customers, and so hopefully you've got a question for us that we're going to make some modifications. Yes, sir.
So Dean Baird is wondering, what is this Blockly that you speak of?
What is this Blockly that I speak of? Holy cow. Well, let me see if I can find here, yeah, I've got it right here. So this is my Blockly extension, and I don't know if you can see that. I can probably put it here and you can see it a little bit more clearly. But the Blockly extensions use Blockly that is, oh, sorry, thank you. Good for me and not so good for you. The Blockly extension are those things that you're able to do right away because Blockly is a programming language that's built into SparkView. So this is an example of a code that has been built into SparkView, and this one's for about pH, and it's using the pH sensor to get an output where the screen is measuring the pH. In this case, it's measuring the pH. If the pH is above a certain number, in this case it's 7.1, we're getting an output print message that tells me that it's a base. So if you want to know more about this Blockly, there's a couple places to look. In our video library, if you type in Blockly, we have some videos posted on how Blockly is used with our PASCO equipment. And if you go to our PASCO Live page, we did a specific distance learning presentation just on Blockly and how it's used in our software and how it can be used across any of our sensors. So if you've not seen Blockly, take a look in our video library or watch that PASCO Live that talks specifically about Blockly, because what does it do? It brings STEM into your classroom because now I'm doing computational thinking with any of my sciences. So that's 10, 10, 10.
We have another question from Suzanne.
Suzanne.
Who's wondering, well, there are 10 data sets. Are there also 10 videos? And how do we make sure the students have the correct data set for the video they watched?
Well, you would post them together, Suzanne. So back to the 10, 10, 10, 100. The 10 data sets, and this is very important, the data set that you get is tied to the video that's connected to it. When you open up this lab, the data set and the video are on the same page, and you will post that data set with that video. That video collects that data, and that data is the exact same data. We collect it live, actually, when we film it. We collect that data, and then we share that data in the data set. So what you see is exactly what your students get. That's how they're tied together. 10 videos and 10 data sets, and they're tied together. And Suzanne, if you want to learn how to make your own data sets and your own videos, in August, we're going to be offering our teachers free training online, free training for anybody that wants to know how can I make these data sets and these videos and send them home to my students. Come August, we're going to start doing free training for anybody who wants to do it. Don't think that you're limited by 1010. You're only limited by the number of videos you want to post and the data sets that you want to collect and the labs that you want to do with PASCO equipment. And that isn't all of it. We have so much more because we went straight from middle school and said, let's not forget about our elementary people because they also want to do labs, and let's talk about them. Let me open up our lab kit here for elementary. Here we are. Beautiful kit, beautiful color. I open it up. We've got an awesome, this is only the page here because we're still waiting for the actual catalog, the actual manual to come home from the printer, but as soon as I open it, and here let's do a little pretend in elementary, as soon as I open that up, we're going to see 10 labs. And what are the 10 labs? Let's take a look real quick here. The 10 labs that I'm going to see are temperature change, evidence of chemical reactions, how greenhouses work with light and heat, and MatchGraph, which is, by the way, free software. Your students can learn about graphing and motion. And we get into microclimates and monitoring weather. And of course, there's a Blockly extension here. That's all going to be available as soon as you open up the manual for elementary and look at the equipment that's here. Look at what you're able to work with your students as soon as you open this. I've got temperature, light, and motion. And then if I want to take it further with the extension, I've got GPS with weather and sound. And all of that is built right into the kit. So you open the box, you open the manual, you've got 10 labs. And as I was explaining just a second ago, it's not just 10 labs that are in that manual. It's 10 labs with 10 data sets from those specific labs and 10 videos from those specific labs, all available on the 10-10-10. And our elementary resources are extensive, and you have 100% access to all of them. If you go to our experiment library and type in elementary, you're going to start seeing multiple pages. I saw 8 just in a brief look of resources available for elementary education, and all you do is type in elementary, hit filter, and they're all going to be there. And for being a PASCO customer or working with us with any of our kits, all of that stuff is free, no charge. Open up and set up an account and get access to them right away. That's the 10, 10, 10, 100. And it doesn't stop there because we're absolutely committed to making that 10, 10, 10, 100 work for you. And so what we're going to do to make that 10, 10, 100 look even better is to give you that software that I was talking about. We're giving you that free opportunity for that software. And if you take advantage of this 10, 10, 10, 100, you let our folks know you want the 10, 10, 10, 100, we'll sign you up for that free student and teacher introduction to our software, getting started with SparkView. And if you want them to do Blockly, we also have training for both students and teachers on getting started with SparkView using Blockly. And all of that is free with our technical support that's free. And remember, I told you that I've got this great FOMO promo, and I do, because if you contact Isaac Martin, who is standing by right now, he's our sales director, if you contact Isaac Martin and say, I love those kits, but I need that to go with curriculum, we can do that. We've got a complete online curriculum that can take those kits and support the kits in the labs that are available with the content that's available and let them do it 100% online or in the classroom. And what's the cost? If you reach out to Isaac and you tell him 10, 10, 10, 100, Isaac is ready to make a deal with you today on bringing this curriculum and these kits into your classroom at a price that you won't be able to refuse. And what's the beautiful thing when you're done? The beautiful thing about being done is that when your kids do come back into the classroom, you've got the curriculum, you've got the kits, you've got the equipment, you've got all of the things in your classroom, and you pick up right where you left off, doing the great labs that you could have been doing all the time when the kids were there, but you were doing it when they were home. And you can do it non-stop. 10, 10, 10, 100. What do you think, guys? Is that a great deal? 10, 10, 10, 100? We think that that's a great deal, and we think it's a great opportunity. And of course, if you're one of our outside friends that live outside the United States, don't panic. There are 100 partners that are working with us and the curriculum to get you that 10, 10, 10, 100. It's all available here in the United States, and it's all available across the world. And for any of you out there who might have missed any of this, or you might remember I was referencing back, take a look at our PASCO Live. Any of these things are available on our PASCO Live website. Just go to PASCO Live, type in PASCO Live. It will take you to this page, and you can find all of the stuff that we've been talking about. 8 weeks now, I've been giving you ideas on what you can do for distance learning and hybrid learning. 8 weeks, I've been showing you ways that we can do it, and now this week I'm showing you the complete solution that has everything available, including all the equipment that comes, all of the manuals that come with it, all of the great activities in our 10, 10, 10, 100. And ladies and gentlemen, we really hope that you see this as a valuable package that you can open up tomorrow in your classroom and start teaching tomorrow in your classroom, because we've been working to make this possible for you. And do we have any more questions coming in? It sounds like we're good. And ladies and gentlemen, we really do appreciate you joining us. This is going to be posted, and anytime you watch me, if you just remember that 10, 10, 10, 100 code, you're going to get that great FOMO promo that we've been talking about, where you can get any of this equipment, bring in the software, tie it to our curriculum, and make yourself a complete package that is going to make your budget stretch over the next several years when this equipment remains in your classroom. And so for now, ladies and gentlemen, special thanks to my studio audience. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Special thanks to you. And of course, as always, we wish you great teaching, good luck, and good day.